Okay, I've been checking in with the divine realms quite a bit lately because we are in this time of ascension. And as I'm connected to the divine realms, I just feel like I feel a responsibility, and it's my mission here in this incarnation to share information from the divine realms if I can. So when I try to ask daily if there's a divine being who wishes to channel through me, a being of love and light. And I did ask that question today, and I did get a message from a divine being. So who are we connected to at this time? J-E-S-U-S, Jesus. Okay, that was the divine being that I heard from. So, Jesus, what would you like to share with us today? I-W-O-U-L-D, wood. L-I-K-E, lake. T-O-2-S, H-A-R-E, share. T-H-A-T, that. I-A-M, am. P-R-O-U-D, proud. O-F of H-U-M-I-N-I-T. Why? Humanity. I would like to share that I am proud of humanity. Okay, thank you, Jesus. Is there anything else you'd like to share? Yes. A, S, as. I-N, D, I-C-A-T, E-D, indicated. B-E-F-O-R-E, before. T-H-I-N-G, as things. A-R-E-R, G-O-I-N-G, going. T-O-2, B-E-C-O-M-E, become. D-I-F-F-I-C-U-L-T, difficult. Okay, so as you mentioned before or told us previously in a prior session, things are going to get difficult. Okay, and Jesus, can you tell us, will this be collectively? And I believe you said it would. So it's not just for specific groups or even people in a specific vibration or frequency. So things are going to get difficult for us collectively, humanity. Okay. And again, can you provide any more details about timing or specifics about what is to come? Yes. Okay. T-H-E-R-E, there. A-R-E-R, T-H-O-S-E, those. W-H-O, who. W-A-N-T, want. H-U-M-A-N-I-T, why humanity. T-O-2, S-T-A, why stay. I-N-N-A, S-T-A-T, estate. O-F of, F-E-A-R. There are those who want humanity to stay in a state of fear. Okay, and I would guess these are both in the incarnations and maybe beings outside of the incarnations, and those are really big yeses. Okay. Okay, and can you provide any details about maybe what is coming for us related to that issue? Yes, okay. T H E R E, there, A R E R, T H O S E, those, W H O, who, A R E R, C R E A T, I N G, creating, F E A R, fear, A R O U N D, around, A L I E N S, aliens, A N D, and, U A P S. Okay, there are those who are creating fear around aliens and UAPs. Okay, and we've talked about this before. I believe it was you, Jesus, or another divine being who talked about a false alien invasion that was a possibility in our earthly timeline. Okay, okay. And is that what you're referring to specifically? Yes. Okay, okay. So creating fear, and what are the reasons why they would be trying to create this fear? Why would they want us to stay in such a state of fear? T O 2 C O N T R O L, control, R E S O U R C E S, to control resources. Okay, that would make sense, because humanity are much easier to control and manipulate if they are in a state of fear, and it would be very easy to talk people out of maybe their, I don't know, wealth or their homes or anything of value if they're in a state of fear. And maybe increased defense spending, money. It seems like it could be very closely related to money. Yes, okay, okay. Thank you, Jesus. Is there anything we can do to prepare, or what can we do? Y O U U S H O U L D, should, L O O K, look, W I T H I N, within, Y O U R S E L V E S, yourselves. You should look within yourselves. And what I think you're saying is basically understand that not all information we're going to be given in the 3D experience is true or accurate or even for our benefit. So we should really use our intuition, our discernment, and meditate, looking within ourselves for answers. We've talked about that so many times with the divine beings. Okay, okay. Anything else you'd like to add on this particular topic? Yes. Y O U U W I L L, will, B E G I, and begin, T O 2 S E E C U A P S, UAPs, I N N T H E, the, N I G H T, night, S K Y. Okay, you will begin to see UAPs in the night sky. And are these actual UAPs? So these are actual alien ET species, and they're actual UAPs. So this is not a false flag or false. Okay, okay. And what would be the reason why that is starting to begin for us? A S, as, Y O U U B E G I, and begin, T O 2 A S C E N D, ascend, I-N-T-O into 5D, 5D. As you begin to ascend into 5D. Okay. So are those two things connected? So are those two things connected? So what I'm thinking you're saying is that as we go into 5D consciousness, we will begin to experience more of this phenomena that is the true nature of reality, and that we're part of more of a larger galactic community. And what I think you're saying is that maybe the military and maybe governments and those who wish to control us will use these reports to stir up fear in order to control the resources. So is that the direct connection there? Yes. Okay. Okay. That is a really big yes. Okay. Anything else you can add about this particular topic? Yes. Y-O-U-U-A-R-E-R-L-O-V-E-D. You are loved. Okay. That's wonderful, Jesus. And again, not trying, but staying in a love vibration and out of fear. We've been talked about so many times, is really our mission and what we need to do in the face of any kind of experience or phenomena in the 3D experience, because that is what we are here to do, is to learn to love each other. Okay, I hope it was okay to say all that. Okay, wonderful, Jesus. Well, thank you so much. Is there anything else you'd like to add at this time? Okay, thank you, Jesus. We love you and we want to connect with you soon. So thank you so very much.